Welcome. Today we're stepping away from our usual analysis. We're looking into something more personal. We're going to recount some true, deeply unsettling stories from students. Accounts of vulnerability where ordinary life just fractured.
These are really human stories, aren't they? They show how quickly things can go wrong. Pursuing cheap rent or a bit of fun or just living online.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're exposed.
Yeah. And our goal today isn't just to tell these stories. A really weird party, a stalker with stolen keys, relentless digital harassment, but to maybe understand how. How did these situations happen? What went wrong?
Looking at the breakdowns in security, maybe the psychological points where things tipped over.
Exactly. So let's get into the first one. This story, it almost feels like an urban legend, but it's presented as true. It starts with a college student feeling a bit out of it. Grades weren't great, wasn't in a frat.
He's kind of hanging out with his two friends, Bryson and Ian, looking for something to do.
Right. And this search for some fun, it led them down a weird path pretty fast. Ian heard about this party from a girl, Callista.
But here's the first odd thing. They're driving like over an hour to get there, and mid-drive,
Yeah.
she just blocks him. Stops replying, blocks his number.
Gone. But they kept going. They were already, half an hour and an hour into the drive?
Yeah, the sunk cost thing, right? They've already invested the time, the gas, the hope for the night.
Yeah.
Turning back feels like a waste. Even though the sign's right there, the person who invited you just vanished.
And the weirdness just ramps up when they arrive. The house itself is huge, doesn't fit the neighborhood at all. And inside, the whole atmosphere is just wrong.
It's not a party vibe. Think about it. Usually parties have like mood lighting, right? Dimmer lamps, maybe string lights.
Yeah, ambient.
But here, all the main overhead lights were blazing, bright, almost sterile.
Yeah.
And the people, they were dressed up nicely, like for a fancy dinner, not a college bash.
Stiff. And the music was bizarre, too. You described it as ethereal.
Yeah, instrumental only, no words, kinda druggy sounding maybe. Just unsettling, purposefully off. It felt less like a party, more like observation.
So they grab drinks, trying to blend in, I guess. Then a group of girls comes over. One's named Tina.
And they're super aggressive, flirting hard, but also kind of demanding.
Right. They joke about an entrance fee, make them all swig tequila right then and there.
Putting them on the spot, pressuring them into this transaction almost. And it's right then, up close with Tina, that the narrator notices it.
The green line.
Yeah. Short, solid green line on her neck, like it was drawn with a Sharpie, just unnatural looking, a clear marker.
So the narrator's feeling weirded out. He goes to use the bathroom. On his way out, he bumps into this guy. Really tall, older, maybe late 30s, dressed nicely, white button down, linen pants.
And this guy doesn't just bump him, he stares. Blank expression.
And he has the exact same green line on his neck.
Okay, so now it's definitely not random. It's a system, an identifier.
The narrator, freaked out, asks him, what's your problem? And the older guy just smirks and asks, who invited you?
Putting him on the defensive.
He blurts out, Callista! And the smirk just disappears off the guy's face. He repeats her name, Callista. And he gestures around the room.
And asks that question.
Do you see Callista here?
Chilling. It implies, well, what does it imply? She was never real. She's one of them now. Either way, it turns the weirdness into actual menace.
The narrator immediately starts looking around, really looking. And he sees them, other people, same green line, same thickness, same placement. He knows they need to leave, now.
He finds Bryson and Ian. They're still laughing, oblivious, probably think he's just drunk or paranoid.
Until he points it out, and this is the absolute kicker. Ian turns his head, and the narrator sees a line on his neck, but it's thin, and it's red.
Red, not green.
Bryson has one too. Same thin red line. Then, just to confirm he's not losing his mind, another random guy walks past with the original thick green line.
The distinction is clear. The green marked people are the insiders, the observers, the hosts, whatever they are.
And the red marks?
They're the guests, the targets. They paid their entrance fee. They got marked, tagged, for whatever was supposed to happen next. That color shift, green for them, red for us. That's terrifying. It signals that you've been categorized for something.
He grabs Bryson. They just bolt for the door. Ian follows, confused, but probably sensing the panic. They feel eyes on their backs as they leave.
And the final twist. The moment they get in the car, both Bryson's and Ian's phones light up.
Texts from the girls, Tina and the others, asking how they knew they had left. That fast.
Real-time tracking. They weren't just at a weird party, they were under surveillance. Shifting gears now, that physical dread leads us into a different kind of horror. Invasion of privacy, stalking.
Yeah, this second story comes from a Purdue grad student, civil engineering, living off campus in a cheaper, maybe sketchier part of town.
And his nightmare starts with a simple, relatable mistake. Left his backpack in a lecture hall for a minute to use the bathroom. Came back. Gone.
Laptop, wallet, and his keys, his apartment keys.
That's the crucial part. The keys.
He cancels his cards, reports the keys missing to his landlord. But a few days pass, and then a note slipped under his apartment door, handwritten.
Just says, I see you.
Instantly changes everything. This isn't just theft anymore.
No. The thief used the laptop, found his address. They didn't just want his stuff. They wanted him. The digital information enabled the physical threat. And they still had his keys.
Over the next week, more notes appear. I know what you did. Watch yourself. Getting more direct, more menacing.
Then it escalates. He sees a flash outside his window one night, like a camera, someone photographing him inside his own home.
And then things start moving inside the apartment. Small things. Shoes not where you left them. A coat moved.
That's classic psychological warfare in stalking cases. It's designed to make you doubt yourself, to make you feel unsafe in your own space, but without leaving obvious proof. The paranoia is part of the abuse.
That slow burn culminates one day when he comes home, and his bedroom is trashed. Bed strip, drawers open, clothes everywhere, books knocked off shelves. Total violation.
But significantly, nothing seems to be stolen. This wasn't a burglary for profit. It was about terror, about control, sending the message, I own this space now, I can come and go.
He calls the police, obviously, but they find no sign of forced entry because, well, the stalker had the key. And since nothing was taken,
Their hands are tied. Legally, without forced entry or theft, it's incredibly hard to escalate beyond maybe a harassment report. It's deeply frustrating, but often the reality.
and the landlord refused to change the locks immediately, said it wasn't an emergency, then just stopped answering his calls.
Which is appalling, frankly. While leases might have clauses about lost keys, there's a duty of care. Leaving a tenant knowingly vulnerable after such an incident is negligent, even if proving it legally is tough.
So the student is trapped. Terrified, isolated, the police can't do much, the landlord won't help. He's driven to considering, well, waiting in his apartment when he's supposed to be at class, hiding, trying to catch the stalker himself.
It's a terribly desperate situation, born from losing just one thing, a set of keys. It completely destroyed his sense of security.
Okay, our final account tonight shifts into the purely digital realm, though it has physical world echoes. This involves a student at Temple University.
It starts, as these things sometimes do, with a breakup. She just ended a 2-year relationship with her boyfriend, Ben.
A few days later, living on the second floor, she hears noises outside her window at night. Quiet shuffling.
And she initially dismisses it. Thinks, oh, it's probably just Ben. She described him as seeming sweet, harmless. That initial rationalization, it can be dangerous. It lowers your guard.
The real shock comes publicly. She submits a video for a major group project. The professor plays the file in class, but it's not the project.
Instead, it's this grainy video, someone wearing a scream mask, saying absolutely vile things about her, the professor, even the government, just horrific, offensive stuff.
She's mortified, runs out of the class. Later, the professor confirms 2 files were received, her actual project and this malicious one. Her email had been hacked.
That's the entry point. And the breach escalated fast. Within a week, she gets logged out of her Snapchat. And she mentioned she had, well, sensitive stuff on there she wasn't comfortable discussing.
Understandably, the police question the ex, Ben. He's cleared of the hacking itself.
He admits that after the breakup, in anger or spite, he posted some of her private information online. Maybe login details, maybe security question answers. Something.
And that's the key, isn't it? The police figured it out. Her passwords were weak, maybe reused across different sites, something so many of us do.
Exactly. It's called credential stuffing. The ex basically gave someone else, some anonymous hacker from that forum, the tools they needed. They tried those leaked credentials everywhere, found her Snapchat login, and boom, full access.
The police lay it out for her. This unknown person now has all her private data. They can blackmail her.
And the harassment begins. Weeks go by, maybe she hopes it's over. Random accounts start adding her on Snapchat.
And immediately send her pictures of her private pictures, presumably from the hack.
It's relentless. She blocks them, terrified they'll demand money or just keep tormenting her.
And this has been going on for a week straight when she shared the story. She feels completely helpless. The police don't have enough digital evidence to trace the anonymous hacker.
And this person knows her address. They likely got it from the hack too. They've potentially lurked outside her window already. She's terrified they might do something drastic if she keeps ignoring them.
She ends her account with a stark warning, especially to other young women, about keeping private images on phones or cloud accounts linked with easily guessable passwords.
It's a brutal intersection. The ex-boyfriend's spite provided the opportunity, but her own digital security practices, unfortunately, left the door wide open. And for young people today, where your social life, your private life, it's all tangled up online. Losing control of that digital space feels like losing everything: dignity, privacy, even physical safety.
So, looking back at these three stories, there's a chilling pattern. Students, often living transiently, maybe a bit isolated, they become incredibly vulnerable when normal routines break or basic security fails.
Right. Whether it's a physical marker at a party, a stolen key, or a weak password.
Yeah.
Malicious people use the very systems these students relied on: social events, housing, digital platforms against them.
College life often involves cheaper housing, maybe less secure areas. There's a pressure to be social, take risks sometimes, and everything is tied to digital accounts.
It creates this kind of perfect storm scenario where these targeted violations can happen. Physical, digital, psychological. They all blend together.
So listening to this, what's the takeaway for you? In a world where your phone holds your keys, your location, your private life, how fragile is that sense of security? How quickly can losing one small thing, a key, a password, turn your everyday existence into a nightmare like these?
It's a sobering thought.
It really is. Thank you for joining us for this heavy deep dive into these true accounts. If these stories resonated with you or made you think, please consider supporting our channel, Horror Docs. Like the video, share it, subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration into the unsettling. Until next time, stay aware, stay safe.